title for us?
Nick Decker, Incident Controller for the Strahan Cetacean Stranding incident.
All right, so can you tell us a bit about what's being carried out at the moment to help this stranded whales?
Currently we have Marine Conservation Branch just heading out to make a full assessment of the whales that are stranded.
And what will be the plan from there on?
We'll have to await that assessment. We'll have a meeting of the incident management team tonight where we'll consider all of the factors and map out the way forward in the coming days.
Okay. How many are currently dead? Does it look like there is a lot that haven't made it already?
It's really difficult to assess how many might be dead. I've only seen the incident from the air, so it's difficult to assess from the air. And there are 3 different sites involved. So in total there's about 270 pilot whales that have been stranded. The main pod that's stranded is on a sandbar about 100 metres off the Macquarie Heads boat ramp, and there's a further pod on another sandbar several hundred metres further out from there. So they're inside the harbour. They are in water, but it's very difficult to see how many of those whales might be deceased. Or what condition they're in. So we'll need to await the assessment of Marine Conservation Branch. And of the ones that are stranded just outside the Heads on Ocean Beach, there's about 30 whales there, and from the air it appears as if about 25 of those whales have died.
What time is the Marine Conservation experts expected to arrive?
They've already arrived, so they're just heading out on the water now. So I'd expect them back later this evening with a full assessment of the incident, and we need their expertise to map the way forward.
Has anything like this ever happened?
Unfortunately, yes. Whale strandings are not uncommon in Tasmania, and whale strandings of this scale are not uncommon either, but certainly we haven't had one for at least 10 years.
So what causes so many whales to come into the harbour like this?
Well, I think that's probably a question for the expert from Marine Conservation Branch, but certainly Strahan, Ocean Beach and Macquarie Harbour appears to be a hotspot for whatever reason. It may be something to do with their navigation and with false echoes, but certainly the experts are better placed to answer that question.
Would you expect rescue mission to start tomorrow, early tomorrow?
Yes, we're fully expecting it to start early tomorrow morning. Our intention is to map out the plan tonight. We already have a number of resources mobilised and on their way to Strahan, or they've arrived in Strahan. So certainly early tomorrow morning we'll be starting our efforts.
How many people are expected to be involved in this?
It's uncertain at this point in time. At the moment we have about 20 staff from Dipipwi in Strahan working on the incident, and we also have a couple of officers from Tasmania Police assisting us as well with managing security, road closures and so forth, and it'll only be when we've worked out the plan going forward that we know how many more resources, how many more people we might need.
Will you maybe have to use members of the general public to help?
No, we generally don't use members of the general public. We do have quite a number of volunteers throughout the state, and we'll certainly call on some of those volunteers if we believe it's necessary. And those volunteers have had training in cetacean strandings, and so we can have confidence that they can actually do the job safely. Because these are big animals, and so those that are untrained in managing these incidents can be at risk.
And is the tide in your favour at the moment, or can you tell us a bit about the tidal situation?
Well, in terms of the tides, when we start making an effort tomorrow, it'll be with an outward going tide. So that will be in our favour, but obviously tides go up and come down, and so we'll be aiming to make the most of the windows that we have with the tide.
What about tonight? What's the situation tonight with the tides?
I can't tell you exactly what time high tide is, but we're really not going to be making much effort tonight to try and deal with the animals. Tonight's all about making the assessment and developing the plan going forward.
When you say big animal, how much does an average pilot weigh?
Oh, look, I'd be guessing because I'm not a whale expert, but certainly several tonnes.
And so you said the last time something of this magnitude was about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
in this area? Or?
In this area, certainly not the number of whales, but there were several sperm whales which are of course much larger, and they were stranded in a similar location inside the harbour.
So you would say it's pretty unusual to see this many whales though?
I wouldn't say it's unusual. Certainly it's not unprecedented, because probably 10 years before that there was an event on Ocean Beach of a similar scale.
All right. We might get you for a few questions too. Is that all right? Thank you. So can you just say your name and title too for us?
Yeah, sure. My name's James Seclina and I'm a sergeant here at the Strahan Police Station.
Perfect. So tell us how Tasmanian Police is assisting in this.
So our role in relation to this incident is to support Te Pipli and their efforts in relation to hopefully saving the whales. Our main focus will be on traffic enforcement and implementing a traffic management plan if required, and ensuring that people that aren't supposed to be in the area are kept away or don't impede on the actual operation.
So you'll be stopping drivers from heading up that road up to Macquarie Head?
Yes, so the Macquarie Heads Road is open at the moment. However, we have put a number of roadblocks in place, which also includes access onto the Ocean Beach itself via four-wheel drive, and also on the other side of the main car parking area where the boat ramp is, to limit any access of vehicles. It is still open to members of the public on foot, but just not vehicle access.
So you're trying to make sure not too many members of the public go down at the moment, because there was quite a few cars earlier on, people taking photos. Is the message not to go there?
Look, our message at the moment is, if you can try and stay away, please do. And this will be quite permanent tomorrow, when we may reassess the roadblocks and actually block off Old Macquarie Harbour Road. But at this stage, it is open. We just would request the public's assistance to just try and stay away from the area, and in particular not launch boats from the actual boat ramp itself whilst this is all ongoing.
No, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Right, now round two.
Well, not necessarily round two, because you guys are sending back, aren't you?
Yeah, we've
We're
said
sharing.
that. Yeah.